Let's get into the AFC South. AFC South, Zach.
So here's probably where I'm going to go down a different path than most people, because I just mentioned how I'm not big on Ohio State quarterbacks, and I don't believe in C.J. Stroud yet. I understand he had a great rookie year and went to the playoffs and he performed well in the playoffs, but I think that was more fluky than anything. So my playoff pick for that division is going to be the Jags.
Really?
I don't think that's too much of a hot take, other than I'm keeping the Texans out, who people have the Texans as like a top 12 team. I don't.
That's crazy. I don't think they're a top 12 team. I think there's a lot of question. We're chasing that high of the rookie season, and then I feel like, again, those anomalies happen, and then people get off season of tape on it, and then you happen to regress. You happen to regress both skill set, and then also people have more tape on you. It's whatever. And then the offensive line's the biggest question mark. Obviously, this team's going to live or die with the offensive line. I don't think they've done too much to make it better.
I think it got worse.
Yeah.
Because Tunsil was their best lineman, and they traded him. So
yeah, and did not too much to beef it up, right? And you already saw, I think there was like a play in the preseason where like Stroud went in for one, and it was like the Anthony Richardson one where he just got like deleted like instantly, right? And it's like, oh boy, here we go. I really do like the offense. I think the offense is fun. We're a color and vibe check. I really like their coloring. I really like their and I just kind of like the vibe. I want them to be better than they are. Their defense is young and pretty exciting as well. Whenever I do like a Madden franchise, and I do like what is it, Superstar, Road to Glory? Yeah, Superstar. And if I play defense, I always end up being picked by the Texans, so I always play in their secondary, and that's always kind of fun. So they're warm to my heart in that. And also, Nico Collins is as good as he is and has respect as he is, he's still underrated. So that's fine.
I think the complete opposite.
You can be wrong.
I get that when Nico is healthy, Stroud and him
we're not injury podcast,
right? But it has to be mentioned that he doesn't have doesn't finish seasons, and he's had some pretty bad injuries already. And number two there is Christian Kirk, who has the same problem. Who he had like a one big year in Arizona, and then the Jags paid him a bunch of money, and he kind of flamed out there, and now he's the Texans' number two. I'm really high on Jaden Higgins. I like him a lot.
They have Noel too. They have like a Noel that they added in the draft as well.
Yeah.
Another Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen Noel. So then they're running backs Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb, two old guys that are beaten and battered and broken.
Have knees that don't work.
With a bad O-line, a quarterback I don't believe in, and two injury-prone wide receivers. So I think their offense is going to be atrocious.
My camera. That's fine. You think their offense is going to be... Okay, we don't have to get into the A word. We're going to have to see how the season plays out.
Atrocious.
Let's go to the people that you think are going to win the AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars. You love Trevor Lawrence, don't you?
I have a soft spot in my heart for him because I feel like he's been through a lot of the same situations that Danny Jones went through, where he's on his third coach in 5 years. And we talked about Urban Meyer earlier, and so his rookie season, Urban Meyer is his head coach, and he's burning that place down and kicking people and putting his fingers in girls' assholes at bars and stuff.
You can't say.
Is that not what happened? Don't blame me. I didn't do it. He did. Did I do that? Was I at the bar? Anyways. So that was his rookie year, and he had to deal with that. And then Doug Peterson comes in, who you probably have fond memories of.
Because he did that. He did that back there. Don't worry about it.
And they had that pretty cool playoff comeback against the Chargers.
Cool.
and it's been kind of downhill since then. But I think if he has some stability and Cohen can give him some of his confidence back, and you get Travis Hunter and you get Brian Thomas, they got that fast running back Tootin that everyone's high on. Um, Brent Strange kind of came on a little bit last year
Mm-hmm.
with Evan Ingram being out a lot of the time. I think that their offense is going to be pretty fun to watch. I can't remember if their defense probably wasn't good, but that division is really bad.
Yeah, it's ripe for the taking. No, you make some
So
good
I mean
points.
they can get in at like 9-8. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% they can, and that's probably actually gonna
Because
I'm
they can probably go 5-1 in their division if they can split with the Texans, and that's pretty good already.
right. Let's go to the two redheaded stepchildren of the AFC South, right?
Well,
Um,
no, what was your thing about the Jags? You didn't say anything.
no, you made some good points actually. I guess I've not put too much thought into the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence still kind of gives me the ick. People are still like, "Hey, he's going to be this great quarterback." I feel like if he had any other sort of, I think if it was any other quarterback with any other sort of story coming out of college or whatnot, they would have already been dragged through the town square behind a horse, right? I think he's been given one too many chances. I think this is like, he needs to show up this year. He needs to show up. I think they've given him weapons. Brian Thomas Jr. is one of my favorite players in the league. He's really, really good. He's really fun to watch. But and I think they're going for it. I think they're going for it. I think they made some moves in the draft, and I think Liam Cohen actually is kind of maybe not enough people are talking about him because he had that kind of cringy kind of opener where he's like Duval. But I think he's a better offensive play. Like, you remember the Saints last year? Do you remember the beginning? Like the first like 3 weeks,
Yeah,
they were like the best offense in the league, and everybody's like, "Wow, Super Bowl bound," and they're blowing people out. Like, I think they're going to be fun to watch. I just have to see it. I just have to see it to believe it.
you don't ever kind of feel bad for quarterbacks when they get into the league and um, like they enter basically a dumpster fire and have these coach carousels.
Um, Jalen Hurts did not have a single the same offensive coordinator in subsequent seasons since high school, and he still found a way to win. So I don't have to. We don't have to get into it too much, but
He he's only he only
winners
does the tush push. I mean, like
winners win. Winners win. Let's go. Speaking of underrated quarterbacks that were supposed to be first ballot Hall of Famers because they're on my fantasy team, but for some reason, God doesn't want me to be happy. The Colts. It's kind of messed up that Indianapolis is in the AFC South. That's upsetting already. And then obviously the Anthony Richardson experiment. This past week they said that Daniel Jones is going to be the starter. How do you feel about that?
I think Daniel Jones is much better than Anthony Richardson. So
At throwing the football, I would say yes. Which, if I and I
well,
understand this might be a hot. This
he
might be
runs
a
well
hot.
too.
This might be a hot take, Zach. But I do think throwing the football is pretty important for an NFL quarterback. I don't think either are the best at it, but I do think Daniel Jones has a higher floor. I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call. My personal bias, it'd be awesome if Anthony Richardson, this absolute specimen, this absolute freak, like the best like combine performance and intangibles, like measurables, not intangibles, but the measurables you can get. It would have been really, really fun if he just came in and was like like a Gen Z Cam Newton and just broke the game. That did not happen. I'm sad about it, but that's okay. It is what it is. But the Colts are always just going to be not that good. I mean, I think Andrew Luck cursed that franchise for the rest of time.
Well, it's because of him, but what they did to him, the football gods are punishing them for how uh, basically the football world was robbed of another 10 years of Andrew Luck because of them. That's another Lions problem I have is how they've treated like all-time great players.
You always find a way to loop back to the Lions.
Barry Sanders, arguably best running back all time. I think he is my number one all time. Calvin
You love
Johnson.
you
Calvin
love shoe
Johnson. arguably the most dominant receiver all time. And look what they did to those poor guys.
Wasted
Man.
them. Waste their careers.
Um,
Waste their talents.
what was I going to say? Yeah, so when Anthony Richardson was drafted, I posted on Facebook, I see him as an MVP in 5 years, and you were the only one that liked it.
Yeah.
That was the first and only time where I kind of fell into the trap of, like combine stats and kind of just looking at highlight plays where I was like, I understand he's kind of like he's raw right now,
Mm-hmm.
but once he's molded and given a direction, those skills will be amazing if they're utilized.
Everybody's chasing the next Josh Allen, and they're not growing on trees, bro.
And he has just been a very disappointing.
I would say, in a word.
But I mean, I like Jonathan Taylor, obviously.
He's kind of boring.
A lot of people like, Josh Downs is always like everyone's like sleeper. This is a guy you got to have on your bench because he's a big deal.
I love Josh Downs.
Michael Pittman Jr. has never really impressed me. Alec Pierce hasn't ever really impressed me. Their defense has always been, lately has been kind of quality. But their offense is lacking. Don't know much about Steichen as being a head coach, but so to me, they're a lot of question marks.
Yeah,
they're not
a lot
there.
Of question marks.
I don't think they have a franchise QB, unfortunately. As much as I want Daniel Jones, I still want him to be. I want him to have success. Mm-hmm. Okay, not more than the Giants, but I want him to do well because I think he was given a raw deal, and he was, he had Joe Judge, man. I'm like you, I'm a diehard Giants fan, and I will watch every play of every game if I have the ability to, if I'm at home or in a place where I can pull it up on my phone or whatever. During the Joe Judge era, I came to a point where they were so awful to watch and pissed me off so many times that I remember it like it was yesterday because it scarred me. I was watching the Giants play the Cardinals and I turned it off. I will never forgive Joe Judge. And then all the bullshit that came out as he's on his way out about, he said, I get phone calls every day from former players who want to come back. Bruh, no, no one's calling you. Your wife probably doesn't call you. No, you're unlikable. I hate you. So
there's some trauma that we're gonna have to unpack over the coming weeks. I love that.
So there you go. No, Colts are out.
We're out on the Colts. And then the probably most forgettable team in the league, next to the New Orleans Saints, would be the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are probably my favorite team of all time because they gave us A.J. Brown for Treylon Burks. Props to that front office.
Howie Roseman's a fucking prick.
Yes, everybody's calling Howie. He's the worst person I've ever met, and I love him with all my heart.
He's like me. He's like me, but a general manager.
That's tough. That's tough. I can't possibly sign off on that one.
Trade King.
You're not a trade. No, it's not the same.
Trade King.
In hashtag Trade King.
Great evaluator of talent.
That's a good one. The Titans are a year away from being a year away. What I mean by that is like all these other teams are kind of doing this half rebuild. Like I feel like the Browns are in a half rebuild. I feel like the Steelers are in a half rebuild right now. The Titans I feel like are in full on rebuild. I think Cam Ward, while kind of
watch what you say, bud.
I feel bad for Cam Ward. I know. Let me go. I feel bad for Cam Ward because I feel like he's the least talked about first overall pick in a long time, simply because of ever. Well, Trayvon Walker's up there as well, but so because of the whole Shadur Sanders, all this kind of stuff, and he was I don't want to say forgettable, but he wasn't a sexy prospect coming out, and he went to a team that isn't sexy, and he came from a college that isn't sexy, so like nobody's talking about
sexy?
I would not consider Miami sexy. Maybe the city itself,
What?
but not. I'm not. Miami's not sexy.
Miami
But
Hurricanes are a fucking
they're
uh
not sexy.
what? There can't be a sexier team.
You think Miami's?
Miami Hurricanes?
It's kind of a sexy name now that you say it.
But I mean, like those 2000s teams.
We're in 2025, bro. You graduated. Your back hurts.
But those things matter. There's history there. A lot of NFL like Hall of Famers have come from there.
But they're not okay.
They're
Fine.
alumni. They come back. Michael Irvin goes there sometimes to do little.
They're the girl next door. They are not sexy.
Yes,
anyways, Cam Ward, you can already
That's
tell.
We're gonna get fucking some heat for this. I gotta Miami.
Miami's not a sexy team. Miami's not a sexy team. So Cam Ward, you can already tell from the way that he talks to the team, he talks to the press, the players talk about him, the coaching staff talks about him. He's already. I don't have too strong of a preference about his play because I'm not watched enough. I'm not educated enough to be able to say, right? I do think he's a natural leader, and I think that is that's really, really hard to replicate. I think he's going to be fun. I think he's going to be fine. I don't think he's going to be top 10. He's going to do enough to win, and he's not going to lose games. But again, they're a year away from a year away. So there.
I love Cam Ward.
I could tell as soon as I started talking.
I posted a lot about it on Facebook, all last season. Piggybacking off your not sexy take for Miami, they've obviously been in a slump for quite a while.
Miami or the Titans?
Miami. So they didn't have a lot of weapons there. That Restrepo or whatever his name is was like their number one receiver, and he went out, undrafted. He's not like he's not like an athletic kind of threat.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like he's a possession guy, and what Cam Ward was able to do with that team, I thought was amazing. He put up great numbers.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Your words have meaning. Like we don't want to down. Amazing.
Let me pull them up real quick. Anyways, but like I watched him keep them competitive in games where they shouldn't have been, and a lot of late game heroics. He's trustworthy, and I like him a lot. It's unfortunate that he went to the Titans, but that's just kind of the nature of how the NFL draft works. The worst teams get the best players, and so unfortunately they're not even a threat for the playoffs.
But you like Cam Ward.
But I think Cam Ward is a franchise foundational quarterback that is going to be a problem for a lot of defenses for the next 15 years. I am very high on Cam Ward.
Holy cow. I didn't
expect he went 10-3 last year. 4,300 yards, 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, with four TDs on the ground and another 200 yards. So 4,500 total and 43 touchdowns. 39 passing touchdowns with
college.
When your best receiver is Xavier Restrepo, and they had that Cam McCormick tight end. You know about him? He's he's been in college football for like 8 or 9 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. One of those people that they
injuries and red shirts and somehow managed to and he's been on like 3 or 4 different teams or something.
And he declares for the draft at 26.5, and he has like an MBA. Like, yeah, 100%.
But I'm very high on Cam Ward.
We love Cam Ward. We hate the Titans. Done.